Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome. This fine Saturday. Hopefully everybody's having a safe weekend. I just wanted to get on here real quick, y'all. So, one thing, I was having a glitch in my website and it wasn't letting people check out. It was saying something about not available in this region. So apparently what happened was when the post office added their little increase, it kicked back all the settings that I had on my website. So if you recently tried to order something and you got that error, I got it fixed. So go back in, please, and order your stuff, and it'll go through this time. So that was one thing. Next thing, y'all, my birthday. When y'all think of Christmas, think of me. When y'all think of Christmas, think of me. So y'all, my birthday is the day after Christmas. And so I'm accepting presents now early. So y'all don't have any excuse about how y'all broke because it's the holidays, because it's Christmas, blah, 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 blah. Y'all can send me some stuff. Y'all can send me birthday stuff now. I'm okay with that. Y'all need my Cash App? I'll send y'all my Cash App. Just kidding. But my birthday is December 26th, y'all. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for my birthday. Probably just hang out with my little ones. That's usually what I do. But we'll figure something out. So happy birthday to me. Yes, true Capricorn. Capricorn rising, Capricorn setting too. Like I'm a Capricorn all the way through, y'all. Through and through. Like I think my Aries is in there somewhere, but it's Capricorn, Capricorn, Aries. Okay. So just to let y'all know, I'm full-fledged Capricorn over here. And then somebody wanted me to kind of go into my spiritual gifts and how I knew that I had spiritual gifts. So I'm gonna try to explain this. And yes, this is gonna go over some people's head, and yes, some people is not gonna believe it, and that's completely okay, y'all. It's not gonna bother me. But for those who do, and for those who are wondering if they're having the same experience, this is for y'all. I'm gonna explain it for y'all. So actually, I've always had these spiritual gifts, right? Always. So when I was little, I used to know things that I wasn't supposed to know, right? So I grew up in an era where kids were to be seen but not heard, right? So, like a lot of parents, because we do it now, like we have a get together, right? And the kids go and play in the kids' room, and the adults is out in the living room enjoying themselves, drinking dominoes, cards, whatever. Whatever y'all doing on your time that you're hanging out, when you're having the little get-togethers, right? So at the end of the get together, when I'm riding home in the car with my mom or whatnot, and one of her friends or whatnot, they would be having a conversation. And so in that conversation, something would come up, and I'd be like, Mom, because so and so did so and so and so and so and so and so. And my mom be like, How do you know that? And I'd be like, I heard it. And she'd be like, Girl, don't be repeating what grown folks is talking about. Don't repeat that stuff. You're that stay in a child's place, right? That's why I used to always hear. And I'd be like, okay. I never could really tell her where I heard it from. And she always assumed that I heard it, overheard it, because adults is talking, and again, kids were seen but not heard. And so she always assumed that, I just overheard somebody talking. So I kind of knew way back when I was little when people was lying, and that's kind of where my cousins came in, especially my male cousins, because they knew that I was telling the truth and they knew that I didn't start stuff. So when I would get into these arguments with people because I knew people was lying, because I knew stuff that I didn't know how I knew it, but I would start spitting out them facts. Of course, I got into a lot of conflicts, right? People don't like being called liars, and people don't definitely don't want you telling their business. But if you volunteer your business and then you lie, I'm gonna say something. I've always been like that. So anyway, my cousins, they used to take up for me as far as meals or whatnot. So that's kind of how that went. So eventually I figured out though, to keep my mouth shut, that I didn't have to out everybody, right? Because people felt like I was putting them on blast. Then I got called haters. Then they would try to say I was lying and just blah 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 blah, right? When you call somebody out on they lie, they come up with all kind of excuses, and then they start attacking you. So, okay, so that's what happened. Again, I didn't really understand my gifts though, right? I didn't understand that this was anything to be related to spiritual, because although I was in church, I grew up in a Baptist church. So Baptist churches kind of have their own belief systems, you know what I'm saying? And some of the teachings I now understand wasn't completely correct. But most of it, as far as churches, period, a lot of that is based off of whoever's perception, right? So now I understand that it absolutely depends on the heart of whatever pastor that you're listening to, right? Because if that pastor has a hardened heart, their perception is going to be hardened. So when they teach it to people, the perception is going to be hardened. Okay? So that's why I say you gotta get that hardened heart. You cannot go in front of the Most High with that heart and heart. You can't have hate. There's so many places in the Bible that I can tell you where it says get rid of that hate, and that means self-hate too. Okay. Anyway, so then from there, I started getting this ringing in my ear, and I didn't know what the ringing was, right? So I thought it was linked to my health. So I kept asking my doctor about it, and they kept telling me it was a tendonitis. And I'm like, but it doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't tendonitis kind of happen all the time? And they kept telling me, no, it's random. Okay. So I let it be that ringing in my ear. But then the ringing in my ear started coming with bad feelings. Like I would just have a feeling that something was wrong or something bad was about to happen, right? But I would get this ringing in my ear, and then I would have a feeling that something bad was going to happen. So then I started telling, like, when I had this feeling, I'd be like, yeah, we can't go do this or we shouldn't do that because I got a bad feeling, right? And even if we did go, especially as teenagers, even if we did go, something always did happen. Some type of shootout, some type of fight, something happened. Somebody got hurt, right? So certain people that was around me, they started calling me, oh, you sound like a psychic. But at the same time, because of the accountability that I was holding people to, I started losing more and more friends, right? So I started trying to be quiet about that too. But then, y'all, then I got out into the world, right? The further I got away from God, I started having headaches. I started having migraines. And the further that I got away from him, the worse my migraines got, right? So when I was trying to be out and being a mess and doing all the stuff everybody else is doing, kicking it and drinking and, just doing big things and doing a whole bunch of stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing, y'all, I would have these real bad headaches, these pounding headaches, and I would get this ringing in my ear. Now that was God letting me know that I was getting too far out of his presence, right? Now I understand that. So then I didn't understand that. The further I got away from him, the worse my headaches got. The further my thought process got away from him, the worse my headaches got, y'all. So it started off with just like a pounding, right? My headaches would just be a pounding migraine. And then they got into where I started seeing dots, little white dots. And then I started throwing up. And then I would start having nosebleeds, y'all. Like these headaches started getting worse and worse and worse. The more I gave into the world, and I'm just telling y'all about me, and I know this is going to help somebody. The more I gave into the world, the worse my headaches got, y'all. So I eventually started getting myself back in line with the Most High, right? So I started going back to church. I stopped doing a lot of the worldly things, not everything, but a lot of the worldly things. And as I stopped doing that, my headaches started getting better. They started going away. I didn't have them as frequent and they wasn't as severe. The more I got away from him, the worse my health got. I was getting sick. I was having headaches, migraines all the time. I started getting high blood pressure. Like a lot of stuff started going wrong within my health. And I now understand it was during those times that I was like really out there in the world and trying to do what everybody else do. So I now understand that because I hold a certain level, God holds me at a certain accountability. Like I can't do all the stuff that everybody else do. Like I just can't do it. Like it doesn't work the same for me. And then because I don't do a lot of the stuff that a lot of other people do, people feel like I'm gonna judge them, which I'm not. I'm not. But people feel like I'm gonna judge them. They feel like I'm a goody two shoe, and they feel like I know too much, so it intimidates them. And then I walk in the boldness of the Most High, y'all. I don't have the same fears that everybody else has. I don't have the same insecurities. I don't have any insecurities now, but I didn't have the same insecurities that other people had. So my walk has been completely different than a lot of other people. But I will say, if you experience ringing in your ear, and I'm going to tell you, like sometimes that ringing, it's like mine was a warning, okay, that there was danger near. And sometimes when people got around me that wasn't good people, right, I would hear this ringing in my ear and it would get louder according to their uncleanliness, right? So now that I've been cleaning up my energy, like I've literally been working on this for years and years and years. Now, guys, not only I hear ringing, but I also hear a heartbeat now. And I'm praying about that because from what I can tell, when I hear this heartbeat, it definitely is letting me know how close you are connected with the Most High. So when it's faint, it's letting me know that there's a lot of work that you need to do to get your spiritual side in line with the Most High, right? I hear this heartbeat. And when you are closer to being lined up with the Most High, the heartbeat is louder. I'm saying, like, for instance, when I get around certain people in church, when I get around, like, even like my pastors and different people that I know are men and women of God, the heartbeat is a little bit stronger, right? But then there's these clouds, and that cloud depends on where you are spiritually. I know it doesn't make sense, but for those who are experiencing this, for you who are experiencing ringing in your ear and it's not linked to a health issue, when you hear that ringing in your ear, say, I'm listening, Lord, speak to me. And whatever comes after that, you need to follow it. And sometimes it's a message, and sometimes it's something you have to say to somebody, and it's a very uncomfortable situation. But you better tell him whatever he told you to tell him. Because if you don't, you will be in trouble for being disobedient. And then you got to suffer the consequences for not listening. So I'm telling you, if you hear a ringing in your ear, especially if you hear a ringing when somebody comes around you, right? If you hear a ringing in your ear, if you're standing next to somebody or wherever this ringing comes from, it just randomly pops up, say, I'm listening, Lord, speak to me, and see what happens next. See what happens next. You'll be absolutely surprised. Hi, Tyree. Yeah, Tyree, I've known Tyree since we were little. Tyree is one of my neighbors since we were little bitty. I think we were about 11, probably sixth grade, right, Tyree? And now he lives out here, so I'm actually gonna go hang out with him. We might actually come over there for Christmas, Tyree. I'm gonna find out what you're doing for Christmas, because we're both pretty far away from home. So it'd be nice to be around somebody that I'm familiar with. So I might make my way down there to Dallas, Tyree. I really don't like traveling to Dallas, but I might do it. I'll probably do it for you. When I get off live, I'm gonna get in touch with you. But I just want to make that clear. And I know some people is gonna be like, "This girl is crazy," and that's fine. Y'all can think I'm crazy. Okay, okay, for the new year. Okay, definitely. Let me know if I need to bring some board games too. We got board games and all kind of stuff. I'll definitely come for the new year. Um, Definitely. So, again, ringing. If you hear that ringing in your ear, and it's usually the left ear, which is a warning, that means that, you know what I'm saying, you have pretty you've cleaned up your energy enough to where you're operating on a frequency to where the spiritual realm is trying to get in touch with you and they're trying to warn you about something. You know what I'm saying? And the more positive you get, the more you will get some downloads and some spiritual understanding. Like y'all don't seem to understand. And this is why I keep telling everybody. Noah Noah built the boat because there was a flood coming. Nobody else got that download. I'm trying to be on Noah's level where I get that download. So, not saying God's gonna flood us out, but the next time there is something like that, I want to make sure I'm on the list to know what I'm supposed to do to survive that storm, right? Because everybody thought Noah was crazy when he was out there building that big old yacht. Okay, everybody thought he was crazy, but him and his family survived that flood, right? He had to get the download to know to build that boat. And then he had the animals line up two by two. Next time it will be fire. Yeah, next time, you're right, Tyree. Next time it will be fire. But you know, fire, that can be interpreted a couple of different ways. Because did God not show up as the burning bush? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you go through fire to be purified. You know what I'm saying? So that fire, it can be interpreted more than one way because God promised He wasn't going to destroy the earth no more. He did promise that, but it doesn't mean He's not going to purify it, right? So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm trying to make sure that I'm in line to get those downloads. So just like I was in line, and y'all don't believe me, but as far as this pandemic stuff, I'm telling y'all, I started learning about essential oils a couple of years before all this took place. A couple of years before all this took place, y'all. So we have not been sick in like 3 years because I've learned how to use these essential oils. And all those herb bags that y'all are going to get, that's exactly a lot of those herbs is the essential oils. Okay, so they're distilled, all right? They're steamed down to an oil. All right, so just imagine how much you're gonna have in a little valve. Let me see. Yeah, this is myrrh. See that? That's in the Bible. This is myrrh. Now, can you imagine how much you would have to distill, you would have to steam to get this in an oil and make it a bottle? That's a lot. That's a lot. So that's what these essential oils are, y'all. So they're the same thing as those herbs that you guys are drinking with tea and not whatnot, except for they're stronger. Okay. And that's why I'm telling you guys to understand when you go out and you're buying essential oils, not to buy the cheap brand because there's like a generic brand and then there's high quality. Okay. So that's why I'm telling y'all. But again, you got to clean up your energy, guys. You got to clean up your thought process. Okay? And I'm telling y'all because I've been doing this for years, and I manifested my house, and then I manifested the money to pay this house off. And it wasn't just that, it wasn't all. I was able to do stuff for other people during that time too. I did exactly what the Most High told me to do. When I manifest that money, He told me what to do with that money, and I did exactly what He told me to do. And some people got mad at me about it, still did what he told me to do. So that way he can trust me and know that the next time he gives me a blessing like that, I will definitely be a blessing to others, because that's exactly what I did the last time, whether they agreed with what I blessed them with or not. I did exactly what he told me to do. So I'm trying to make sure I'm in line, because the next time he sends out that download, I want to be on that list to get that download. I want to be on Noah's level. That's where I'm trying to be at. So I'm gonna keep getting on here and telling y'all what I'm supposed to be telling y'all, because I'm trying to get y'all to understand. If y'all don't see that the devil is getting more and more and more aggressive, then y'all still sleep. Y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. We is in the last days. It's not our timing, it's God's timing. Our timing and God's timing is two different timings. Y'all need to understand that. Work on your thoughts. Work on your thoughts. Every time you have a negative thought, you need to counteract it with a positive solution, and you need to pray. Lord, Most High, Allah, keep me lined up with you. Keep my thoughts lined up with you. That's every time you get a negative thought. Every time you get a negative thought, you need to turn that around, because you cannot go before the Most High with hate, with a hardened heart. You can't do that. And I'm telling you, it's all through the Bible. If y'all need me to start posting the scriptures that tells you to get rid of that hate, so y'all can see that I'm telling you the truth, I'll do that, because that's how real it's getting out here. That's how real it's getting out here. So I'm gonna get off of here. I just wanted to let y'all know that my website, as far as the shipping, it is back up and running. So if you guys want to go ahead and order the gift sets, the bath gift sets, so it comes with the bath soak. I told y'all that bath soak has that cedar wood, it has lavender, it has all that good stuff in there. That's to help you detoxify. So it's not just for you guys to have healthy, smooth skin. And let me tell you, you will have some smooth skin. It's not just for that though, y'all. It's to help also bring your vibes back up, because there's a lot of people that's thinking on low frequencies. And when I say low frequencies, it's a lot of people that have self-hate. It's a lot of people that have depression. It's a lot of people that have anxiety. None of that came from the Most High. None of that came from the Most High. It's all part of manipulation. It's all part of manipulation. And that's how we are staying bound, is that manipulation. And that's what we got to shake, y'all. That's what we have to get off of us. The devil is a lie, and he's lying to you. If you sitting over there thinking you ain't good enough, he's lying to you. And that's the voice you got to get out your head, because that's a lie. If he's sitting over there telling you that you ain't as cute as so and so and so and so, he's lying to you. And that's what you got to get out your head. And anybody who's feeding into that, you got to get them away from you. So if you're in a relationship, a verbally abusive, a physically abusive, that's keeping your vibes down. And those are people who are on low frequencies too. And if you're really trying to serve the Most High, you got to let that go, because that's not of Him. That's not of Him. That's not Him. He wants you to be happy. He made the garden for us. The Garden of Eden was for us. There wasn't a care in the world. They didn't have no worries. They was not insecure. They was not hiding from God up until they ate that apple, which the serpent tricked Eve into doing, y'all. So listen, clean up your thoughts. Do not keep walking around with them hardened hearts, y'all. Time is running out. We don't have forever like y'all think we do. Judgment, if y'all ain't noticed, judgment's coming quicker. Everybody who think they was doing something in the dark is coming to light. So y'all, that's all I gotta say. I love y'all. I'ma keep getting on here and trying to warn everybody I can. If y'all have any more questions, I'm still learning my spiritual stuff, my gifts to y'all. And let me just say, the answers are within. I know